And now, from quarantine,
where the hell is that?
it's the late Joey Reynolds, live, half hour of something.
You sound like you have your head in a barrel.
I do.
Well, I'm in Florida, and it just started to rain. And, you know, on Reels TV, they had this special with Prince. Yeah. And they have, and I'm getting purple rain over here for a bad joke. But the fact of the matter is, I was thinking, why did they name all these people after royalty? You know, like Nat King Cole, and every one of them. You know, who's the Prince now, right? And we got what other royalty do we have in there?
Well, we had Benny King.
Benny King. Yeah. What else?
Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah. Yes.
Yeah.
Queen Elton John. I mean, you know.
No. You're going over now. Oh boy, this is royalty time. You know, we got the real Prince, who was a Canadian, who became a Canadian, who's visiting L.A. now, and got stuck. He got stuck in L.A. Did you hear Can you hear the thunder? That's that was God speaking.
That's
saying, get some material, or you're going to sound like Gayle King.
Yeah, that was.
You know, none of these people have any personalities anymore.
Well, no, they don't. They're just.
I don't have to hold my wire.
Yeah. Good.
I feel, well, I'm Italian. You know, we you hear that?
Yeah.
This is
the Italians
welcome to Florida.
Hold the wire. That's it. Just make the wire disappear.
I'm going to hold the wire, and I hope it doesn't get struck by lightning.
Yeah, Joey, go outside and stand up.
Yeah, imagine having a pandemic where you have the coronavirus and you get killed by lightning, which has nothing to do with it at all.
Well, I'll tell you, with all the morons going to the beaches lately, what is going on with people? How stupid can you be?
Well, because there are a lot of people who don't believe that they're going to get it. And then there are other people who believe they deserve it. And they're going to stand out there. They would rather stand there and get killed than live with a person they've been with for 2 months.
I haven't been out enough. I've made my own liquid soap. I stuck dial bars in a mason jar and let it sit with water for a couple of days, and bingo, I've got myself my own liquid soap. So screw them. Screw all
that's
four.
Good. Well, now do you hear that rain? You know, every time we broadcast, there's some interference. It was the air conditioner and the bird tweeting too much. Yeah. You know, did I tell you what I did with her? Huh?
What? You fried her?
Well, this is the bird. I ought to do that with Trump. That'll end the tweets.
Wow.
You know, no, actually, I use it to scare the bird into behaving. I'm not cruel to animals. I love animals. That's why I talk to you, Jay. So, you know, you're living in Jersey, and you got to do something in Jersey to look like you're acceptable. So I think you got to maybe at least shave. You know?
Yeah, I really do.
Can you shave? Yeah. Why don't you do that?
I mean, I have to. And
thunder and lightning. Can you hear that?
Yes. And you know, of course, everything is a commercial these days. Cue the piano music. We're with you. We're in it with you. We're going to shave together. I'm going to use my Neutrogena shaving cream with my, what is this? Frank? What? Who? Harry. Harry's razor, which is probably as good as the Gillette, but don't say anything too loud because Gillette gets very mad.
The rain is getting louder as you say this, you know.
Well, now I have to wet my face, you realize. I have to wet this beautiful face of mine.
Well, go ahead. Let's see it.
Yeah, all right. I got to do this quick. This is 2.5 weeks worth of beard, by the way.
Yeah. All right. The most dangerous thing you could think of today is to shave your face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have something far more dangerous.
What?
But I'll let you do this first.
Well, this is going to take time.
All right. This is far more dangerous I'm going to throw some Johnson and Johnson talcum powder on me.
Oh,
And,
that's worse than drinking Clorox.
and sue them. I've seen enough ads on TV. Why do we have ads? See, because the lawyers aren't. I got gray hair now. Look, wow.
I know. I don't have any gray hair anymore.
No, this is vanity time. You know, we all want to look good on television, but it doesn't matter with radio, Jay. You have a radio face.
I've had a face for radio for 50 years.
All the way along. And you know what? You don't look any different shaving. Let me see that.
Yeah.
That's all right. Is that the way you shave every day? Do you do that every day? Yeah.
Not every day, no. I usually go against the grain, but I don't want to chance it like the first time out because it's very thick. I have very thick hair.
Yeah. Well, speaking of against the grain, and I know you saw that coming. There's going to be a very difficult time here to understand what I'm saying while it's raining.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you get swept away, it'll be my show this time. So
the rain does not have anything to do with clearing the virus. So those who think it's purifying the air, forget about it. They also say that if you have air conditioning, that it blows it around. See, nobody really knows because we haven't lived through one of these before. Well, we haven't died through one of them either. But you know, we have different kinds of personalities and people who have a lot of theories. Mm-hmm. One of the Fauci doctor, he thinks that we're going to be around for a long time doing this because nobody has the answer. I don't know when we're going to go back to the new normal because I don't know what normal is.
Whatever normal is, I think it's going to be in Jersey here where I am. The numbers are not. They flattened out a little bit, but not enough to begin any kind of normalcy. I mean, I'm amazed at, I don't want to call it stupid. I think it's called cabin fever that people are experiencing now and getting so riled up in this and so uptight because of, you know, rationing of toilet paper and you have to be there at 6 a.m. or you don't get any. It's still going on here. I don't know about in Florida, but, you know, because I don't think they use toilet paper in Florida, right? You all have bidets, right?
No, we just wipe each other. Come on.
Well, I'll leave it to you, Joe.
Everybody has a grandmother or someone else down here. This is the annex to New York. But unfortunately, people are coming in now when they shouldn't because we don't need to have any more traffic. It's very dangerous to have connection with anybody at this point, even the person that's next to you in bed.
Right.
Which reminds me, you know, I had to get my, you get one of those checks? You get one of those?
No, I have not gotten it yet.
Which one? Which one did you not get?
The stimulus.
Yeah, well, there's another check too, you know. I mean, you get any other checks or just a stimulus check?
Nada.
No. Well, I gave the stimulus check. I was so enamored with her, I gave it to my hooker. And,
did it work?
She stimulated. Yeah, it worked. Of course it worked. You know, Curtis Sharp was the first lottery winner in the New York lottery.
Yeah, remember that? Yes.
Yeah, which I think I could hold up. I hope I can find that thing real quick. And Curtis Sharp was a guy who was the first lottery winner, and he had his girlfriend. He split the money, the winnings, with his girlfriend and his wife. So foolishly, you know, he went broke doing. Well, that is a stupid move, and he did go broke doing that. Let me see if I can come up with this picture somehow. But Curtis was a good guy. I mean, I liked him a lot. But
we had him on our show at NBC.
I know. Here it is. It's a picture of him.
Yeah, that's him. Yep. I remember him. Yeah, good shot.
So Curtis had taken the money, and he had given half of it to his wife and half to his girlfriend. I think he's going to split the stipend too. Whatever they call that thing, that relief check that we get. A lot of our friends don't have to get those because they make too damn much money.
Too much money. Well, you have good friends.
I have rich friends, but I'm not. Some of my friends are sending other people out to pick up their groceries. So they are so foolish to go out and serve these people who think they are royalty. Barry Bergman, for instance, he's got somebody going out to get food for him. And I said, Barry, you put on a mask and gloves to go down and empty the garbage in your own apartment building, maybe in the apartment itself. And yet you have people bringing food to you. Who are these people? They're stupid. You got other people to go out and do these things, and you won't go out and do it yourself. But if you can get somebody to be foolish enough to go out and risk their life to give you groceries, give me the name. I want to have them go and fetch. No, actually, I don't, because they're probably carrying diseases. I don't want to see them. I think I managed pretty well, though. I went to Whole Foods and spent my entire check in one visit, and I got all the groceries that I need to last me at least 2 days.
Yeah.
And in Florida, we don't have good water. In New York, they have great water. They don't know it, but they do have good water in New York, except for the plumbing, which is in all those old buildings. And sometimes, they have sediment in them, and the sediment is what's disturbing. So people do not have the capability of purifying the water in their own homes if they don't have that little device. Mm-hmm. So they have bottled water, but you can't have it delivered right now. Usually, I don't think they're doing that. I don't know. I mean, everything has become an issue. Look at what I'm talking about. Delivering water, going to getting food for the household. We're talking about toilet paper. We're talking about everything that is just ordinary, but it's not even new normal. It's new ordinary, because the ordinary is what we really live with. And people are being deprived of ordinary by having other things that we are used to having. For instance, dry cleaning, haircuts. I gave myself a haircut. You can tell. Mm-hmm. The same process that you give a dog. You groom a dog, you got to groom yourself the same way. But I see a lot of people on television who are on the air right now, on the network shows, and they're looking very ragged, and they're also talking on an iPhone or iPad. They're doing a lot of the simple things that people do. When I did the iPad and the iPhone version of my trip to California for iPod, which is my daughter's growing marijuana, medical marijuana at the time. And that thing should really be viral right now. But it's people are used to watching television the way that thing was shot. And I hope if anybody goes to watch the thing, it's on YouTube, and you can go to Joey Reynolds Rap on YouTube, and you'll see iPod. Just click on it. And after you watch the thing, it's an hour and a half if you get through the whole thing. But there's a couple of things on it I like. Cha-Cha from Little Italy, he finds fault with me and tells me that I'm full of crap, And the other one is George Carlin's brother, who sounds like him. He's very cool, and he's got the same voice, and he knows it. Same kind of sense of humor. And I want you to know that everyone can go to find iPod. Everyone. All you got to do is go to YouTube, and you can also Facebook. Go on my
Facebook too.
Facebook too. Is that right? Is it on Facebook?
Yes, you can watch it on Facebook and on YouTube separately, obviously.
And I have also a website.
And go to the late Joey. Go to the late Joey Reynolds on Facebook to find it, and the same thing for YouTube.
Well, on my website. That's right. I just saw it yesterday.
Well, you have a website too, yes.
Yeah, it's joeyreynolds.tv. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So we got all that. We're on every platform except the New York subway. I mean, I don't know where the hell else to go with this thing.
Well, there's nobody on the subway. The only people.
There's nobody on YouTube either. It's the same crowd. Same crowd. You got to put someone in front of a train to get them to listen. No, you know what it is? We have very slow promotion here. We have a slow promotion department.
We do.
We're sending it by pigeon. I mean, there's no way that anybody knows that I'm even back. That's why they call me the late Joey Reynolds. Everybody thinks I died in the coronavirus plague, of the newcomers. But, when they see the late Joey Reynolds, they say, oh, poor guy. I heard he was semi-talented.
Yeah.
And you were half right about being semi-talented.
Yeah.
So
and some people actually say you're retired. What?
Yeah. Talkers Magazine. That's Michael Harrison, who was, he said, I'm tired. I only look it. That's all. No, yeah, they think I'm retired. You know, when you're not out there all the time, even I lived through this with Joan Rivers. You know,
Yeah.
to drop a name.
Yeah.
Joan was very famous and very popular, and she apexed by doing the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and she then went on her own to go opposite him, and that was a death knell for her husband, who committed suicide after he accepted this big money from Fox, and the celebrity call went down. And they, as a matter of fact, brought Arsenio Hall in, if you recall, at that time. But you know, you lose that position you have when you're on top, and then a lot of people don't call you anymore because they don't need you. But all that time you have these fair weather friends. Although it's raining here today, oh God, you know, you have these friends that are only around because they can get something from you. And it's like Frank Minishak. He only hangs around me because he knows that I'm going to give him those big bucks.
Absolutely.
You know, I pay him a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the dollars are a little too big. They were made by Tommy DeVito, who went to jail for counterfeiting.
Tommy DeVito of the Four
Do you
Seasons.
know that? Do you know that
Yeah.
he did that? He said he says, hey, I got used to making big money. I said, yeah, it was about a quarter of an inch too big. You know, the government caught him counterfeiting the wrong sides of the money. Oh man. But it's not in the movie. You know, Clint Eastwood should do a movie about himself, which would be darker than anything he's ever shot.
Probably would.
You know, but I like him. He did spaghetti westerns. Let's get on him for a minute.
Yeah.
And Barry Bergman, again, back to him. He's my lovely friend for 50 years that I've known him. So,
and what is he known for? What is he known for?
Sending people out for groceries when he has a fear of the flu.
Besides that.
No, for never picking up a check.
Yeah, well, he's a manager of artists, music artists, and things like that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's got alligator arms. All I know is that there's never a check. It never reaches for a check.
I can't quite reach it.
But the thing is that he has been famous in giving the royalties that are online for music playing and music publishing. He went before the U.S. Congress and President Clinton at the time and got the laws passed. So now, as a matter of fact, music that's on the internet is paid for. The royalties go to ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC, and they get distributed not evenly because 5 companies own everything, incidentally, like Sony, United Artists, and BMI. Well, I'm giving you all the names. Warner Brothers.
No, EMI. There's a few big, There's like
Disney,
4 or 5 big companies.
And Disney too. So Barry takes all of these companies and he takes them to task with the music management forum, and they are now paying royalties. But he forgot radio. So after they went to radio for royalties, radio fell apart and is in the toilet. So now radio can't afford to pay for the towers, you know.
Pretty much.
I mean, the reason we're not on radio is because they don't want us. And the reason they don't want us is we cost money. And if I cost money, I'm also going to take the space where they could actually play a record out of the moon for the entire country and compete. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't. I can't tell you how they think.
Well, I do know what they're thinking. I do know what they're thinking. Which is what?
Go ahead.
Over-the-air radio still does not have to pay a performance royalty tax, meaning anybody who was a performer on the record, the singers, the instrumentation, and everybody that's on the session is supposed to get a royalty. Sirius satellite radio, which the word radio is really not accurate, they do have to pay it because they are streaming and it's on the internet. You see, now there's where it gets really dicey because most radio stations stream on the internet. So it's a very, very cloudy kind of situation. But I think if Congress does pass this legislation to make real radio stations pay a royalty for performance, you will see FM stations going to a talk format within 3 days. And that's what will happen. And we can't afford to have...
I don't think anybody listens to any of this crap anyway. First of all, nobody's driving cars because you're on a lockdown. So they're not going to get in the car and listen to radio because there's no... Well, now is when we're living. After I die, I don't care. But, right now, I don't turn the radio on because I'm not in the car. And I'm not going anywhere if I get in the car. And if I do, I'm busy putting on a mask and trying to be the Lone Ranger. So it's ridiculous to think that you're going to have an audience that wants to actually listen to radio and will buy a car on television. They're selling cars on it says the Mercedes says that you can pay in 6 months. My question is, I have a Chevy. Is Mercedes going to pay me for the 6 months that they're going to pay for my car?
I don't know. Are they putting it on the end of the loan or in the beginning?
No. They say we're going to pay for your car for 6 months, and I wonder if they're going to pay for the one I got. No, I mean, they're trying to sell vehicles when it's a very limited market, because there are many people in America who are bargain hunters, and they're grave diggers too. They come out of the at this point in history, that's not a good expression. But they come out and what they want to do is they want to get a bargain. They figure, well, I have plenty of cash, and now's the time to buy because they're really desperate and they're not selling cars, and I'll be shrewd and I'll buy a car for when this is over. Yeah, well, what if this is never over? I mean,
it may not be.
What did I just say? I mean, gas is $1 a gallon. What if we don't use gasoline anymore? What if we don't use gasoline automobiles anymore?
All those gas stations will close because they're not making a profit.
It doesn't matter. I mean, Henry Ford had one. That's all there was. There was a T Ford, and there was one gas station in Michigan. And, that's what they ought to do with with hydrogen.
That's an option.
I'm shifting the subject here for a minute.
Yeah.
I know we only got a couple more minutes before everybody tunes us out entirely. But, they're not here anyway, so I don't give a shit. But, the fact of the matter is that if you are buying a car right now, you are the enemy, because what you're doing is you're taking time away from Ford for building those ventilators and General Motors. And let's bring something else up. After we get back to the new normal, and I call it the new original sin, when we get back to that again, here and I hope not quickly, incidentally, I hope somebody has the prudence along with the patience.
Yeah.
And they're not just two singers that are on the 60s channel that you play. But I'll tell you this. We are going to be hit with something that you weren't counting on, I don't think. When we come back with this, no one is going to be able to ensure production. And the shows that take place in auditoriums and stadiums have insurance. And people gathering need to be insured.
Yeah.
It's part of buying a ticket.
That could take years.
When you make a movie or you make a television production, you have a crew that has to be insured.
Yeah.
And when people are going to open this up and everybody's going to touch each other again, like, reach out and touch somebody's hand, you're going to find that there's no insurance. And when the insurance stops, the same thing happened with the doctors. Then they got too expensive to where doctors don't want a doctor.
Wow.
I'll tell you who got screwed through all of this, and I've said it for a long time, but now they're going to be mad. Lawyers. The lawyers, we graduated too many of them anyway. But now you can't go to court because you can't put 12 people in a room anymore to find a jury. And what are they going to defend? Nobody goes out and commits crimes because you can't leave the house.
There's a lot of crime. No, there's a lot of break-ins and things like that going on. People are leaving.
That's just those Hasidic Jews in Lakewood. Nobody else. There's no other crimes. What crime is there?
People are leaving their keys in the car because they think there's nobody out that's going to be able to steal anything. Meanwhile,
everybody thinks they were taken by a space vehicle.
Yeah, unbelievable.
The person's missing.
Unreal.
I mean, I'm trying to find some humor in this. There's very little humor in anything anymore, except Saturday Night Live. Do you realize nobody watched Brad Pitt last night? Do you realize that? You know why?
Because nobody
knew he was there. They didn't know he was there.
True. Yeah.
And they don't know we're here. How does anybody know? There's no trading post. There's no.
Well, here's what I recommend. I recommend that if by chance there is someone watching us right now, you share it on Facebook.
It's going to take too long. By the time they get this, it'll be next month.
No. Share it on Facebook. And if you watch it on YouTube, share it on YouTube. I mean, it's that simple. So I would think that would be one way we can we can make this thing go a little viral. I mean, there's
Well,
no reason.
you can't move a donkey. You know, I mean, you gotta really feed it some oats.
Well,
And
Joey Downer here. I'm trying to give
no,
you
no,
an
I'm not a
idea.
downer. I'm just trying to get Frank Minishak to come up with the big money that he has, and invest in this thing. You know, I mean, he's got to write out a check.
Yeah. Well, this is our happy hour. Remember, this is our happy half hour.
It's a happy half hour for sure.
No, so we have to make this our quarantine happy half hour.
Let me go back to history. What's missing in our society is history, so that
We only have 4 minutes. You can't do this.
So we don't repeat our mistakes. And usually, early on in history, Newton Minow said to President Nixon at the time, "This is the vast wasteland," and we are proving it. This is the vastest and the most wasteful show I've ever been on in my life, and I'm not Mr. Negative.
Thank you.
I'm the guy telling you that it sucks while I'm sucking. You know.
Hey, but they got to watch me shave.
Oh yeah, that's a real event.
That was
watching Jay's hairs grow.
They've grown 5 inches since we talked. Since we started.
We need personalities on the air, and we don't have very many of them left because they're all news people. Everybody's doing the news.
That's right. That's right.
You know, even Brad Pitt got on doing a takeoff on the news because no one knows how to be genuine without that.
Yeah,
It seems.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people who do, but they don't have a shot. And then those people who do the selfies, they ought to go to selfie hell. I mean, how ridiculous. You're not going to get anybody to watch your selfie except someone that knows you and likes you enough to sit there to bypass themselves to watch you. You know, the
people live vicariously through other people. I'm convinced.
Not with those things that wouldn't make America got bloopers.
No, they laugh at somebody getting hit in the nards. That's
slapstick comedy. You know, Soupy Sales had insurance on a pie in his face. You know, I mean, come on. Yeah. And that was the invention with Charlie Chaplin and the Keystone Cops and all those guys in the silent movies that nobody even at 20 years old knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. People who love people are the happiest people in the world, the luckiest ones too.
Well, the luckiest people in the world are the ones with all the money and the power. Everybody else just sucks like we do.
Yeah. I didn't get my stimulus check yet, so come on.
Listen, let me tell you something. You're in the mix. You get that check, it'll be gone so fast. You know, your wife will be putting it in her bosom, saying, "Thank you very much, Jay," and it'll go right in her bra. And it'll be the end of it if she's not braless. So, you know, this is a different kind of a time right now where people are more, you know, we've always been transparent. People have always seen through me. So I don't have anything to hide right now. No. I put everything out in public. But
yes, you do.
But most people have not. They have not. Mm-hmm. And so they're discovering that others have secrets.
Hey, you know, all I want from life right now is paper towels. That's all I need. That's
not true. You're not. That's not correct because there's a difference between Kleenex and Scott. You know, there's a difference between Viva and the ones from ShopRite.
I'll take the ones from ShopRite. I don't care.
Well, if you really want it, why don't you just take the car and go to a gas station? And nobody has more paper towels in a gas station in the toilet, which they're not using.
That's true.
If they let you in.
No idea.
You know, I mean, everybody's got caution tape. I have caution tape on my sex life. It's been there for a long time.
And on that note, we will come up with some more happy horse crap tomorrow sometime, probably, with another super Joey Reynolds, the late Joey Reynolds. Happy
horse shit.
Happy horse shit half hour.
This is horse shit that doesn't smell so much.
Yes. Well, it's been groovy. This has been fun.
Yeah, groovy. How hip.
Yes.
Wow, man.
I'm living in the 60s. I started to look like a roadie for Grand Funk.
Call Johnson & Johnson. Tell them I want my money. I want my stimulus check. Or I'll call a lawyer.
Here's my hand sanitizer.
I love having gray hair. Boy, I might get a new show.